all Christian organizations all over the world, all Christian organizations that not only that, ministries, organizations, especially in Nigeria, the Christian Association of Nigeria. We have the Christian Association of Nigeria. We have the CPFN, PFN. We have the TECAN. We have the CSN. We have the CCN. It was under Christian Association of Nigeria. According to their website, there is about 5 blocks. 5 blocks. Some of these things, they are things that many Christians, even in our country, did not know about, but they exist. They exist as a body in order to help. I mean, bring churches and nations together under one umbrella to have a voice. Very, very crucial and important thoughts. So, under, for example, the Christian Association of Nigeria, there is about 5 blocks. If you don't know, you are knowing today. There is the Christian Council of Nigeria. There is the Catholic Secretariat of Nigeria. There is the Organization of African Instituted Churches, OAIC. Then there is the TECAN and ECWA Fellowship. That TECAN means the Fellowship of Churches of Christ. And of course, we know ECWA, Evangelical Church Winning All. So, under each churches, if I begin to mention what each church okay, let me mention, like the CSN now, Catholic Secretariat of Nigeria, CSN, is all about all Catholic church in Nigeria. Every Catholic church is under that. Then CCN, the Christian Council of Nigeria, comprises of the Presbyterian Church. You know, Presbyterian is like what we call this Reformed Calvinism. You know, Calvin. Okay. Anglican, the Methodist, the Baptist, the Salvation Army. You remember the Salvation Army by William Booth. William Booth. All right. So then we have the OAIC. OAIC, Organization of African Indigenous Churches. You know, some of these churches that carry the indigenous name of what do we call it? Indigenous name of Africa, like African church, like it has about 32 churches from what I saw. That's about 32 churches, and not only that, they are even divided. Some of them are even divided into regions. There is the Eastern region, there is the Western region, there is that of the Congo. This is according to their website and what is made available for us to see. Now, these African indigenous churches, they carry African names. They are churches that are indigenous to this our African nation. So they are very, very great aspect of the church, the block that makes up Christian Association of Nigeria, and churches like Christ Gospel Apostolic Church, Community of Yahweh. I think I wrote a few down. Faith Revival Christian Mission, Holy Sabbath of Christ the King Mission. Some of us, we don't even know some of these churches exist, and they exist. People attend them. Yeah, people attend them. Hosanna Church of Christ, Church of Christ Mango. That one is in Plateau State. Yes, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, is in Plateau State. New Jerusalem Church of the Lord. These churches exist. They exist. Yeah, in this same Nigeria, it exists. All right. So then we have the TECAN. We have the ECWA, TECAN and ECWA churches. You know, under it we have the COCAINE. We call them COCAINE, Church of Christ in Nigeria. We have the Lutheran Church. There is the Lutheran Church. You remember Martin Luther, his Reformation and his concept of grace, his concept of salvation. Yes. Lutheran Church, we have Christ Reformed, and so on like that. So these are churches that exist. So we cannot but not neglect this very, very salient aspect. We cannot neglect this very, very salient aspect. Not because of anything, but because when they are there, they give us this. They give us this big, broad umbrella through which every church, regardless of whoever you are, you can identify with someone, in turn can be identified with a larger body, a bigger body, which is the Christian Association of Nigeria. And these are people that are always giving us a voice where there is none. I believe in every country there are associations like that in one way or the other. Either it is evangelical, either it is Baptist, either it is methodical, it is Catholicism, it is Presbyterian, there is maybe Council of Presbyterian churches, Lutheran churches, Anglican churches, Catholic churches, evangelical churches, Pentecostal churches. Of course, in Nigeria, we also have the CPFN, Christian Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria, and the Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria. It comprises of every Pentecostal churches that you may know or you may not know. That is much more common today. It's much more common in Nigeria today, but that does not mean that others are not existing, which of course I'm trying to bring to your knowledge now. That and the so because in heaven denominations are non-existent. Jesus is only coming for one bride, and that bride is the church. So but that does not mean that we do not have a representation of people and persons that could understand that this is very, very important, this is very, very crucial. Not because of anything, but because there are issues that require the unity of these bodies in order to bring obedience to them. So in order to bring obedience, in order to command respect, and if we don't have those associations, those things will not really happen, and it is a pity that the greatest obstacle to these blocks and to these associations are Christians themselves. There are things that we are better together. I mean, we are better solving it together than solving them individually. Okay, me, I'm Pentecostal, you are this, you are that. I know our church is first established before you. Our church is first this than before yours. Our church is this before your own. Let's leave that one. Jesus is only coming for one bride. Right now, we need to pray. We need to intercede for that same association, because even when there are issues in government and there is issues anywhere, what happens is that there are these umbrellas. It is under this caption, these umbrellas, that the government interacts with, the government deals with, the government speaks with, the government, talk to, or we can go there to say the Church of God is being represented. And one association we are also going to pray for is the BSN, Bible Society of Nigeria. I know every country will have some form of that is in charge of many Christian publications, and especially the production of the Bible, production of many indigenous Bible. They are undertaken by this BSN, and they have been doing a very, very great and fantastic job. Either the church I am right now or the church I've been that I've always been, they are before I traveled, or before when I was still at home, or where I am right now, is always, as you go and check, there is hardly any church that would not identify with Bible Society of Nigeria, because we know by virtue of their productions they have been able to reach many, many nations of the world. Please keep praying for these associations. I implore you. I'm begging us with every fiber of my being. I'm begging us. There is little that we can even do through this prayer. One of the things that this prayer is doing is to bring us to the remembrance of the things that we might have overlooked, that we might not have been able to do, in order to impact us and to help some set of people. Please and please, I beg us in the name of God. These associations need our constant prayer. Please continue to pray for them. Continue to remember them in your prayers, because they need it. I'm telling you, they need it. They need it. They need it. If truly we are going to be standing together as a body, they will need your prayers. And if you have resources, I beg us in the name of God, it is not the time to hoard your resources. Like the BSN, I know that they have their membership. You can join as a member. You can be contributing as low as, I think, 500 naira or so, like that, every from time to time. Please, you can do it. I have done it before. I am still doing it as God gives me resources. Please make sure that you do it. And your church, you are a leader, you are looking at me, you are a leader, you are a pastor, you are a leader in your church, you are a leader where you are. Please fulfill your duties in CAN, fulfill your duties in Christian Association of Nigeria, especially if you are in Nigeria. If you are abroad, fulfill your duties as a pastor, as a church, to that organization that is fostering unity, that gave you a mouthpiece with the government. See, it is in our standing together, either with the government, either with anybody in there was an incident that happened in my area. I happen to know about it because of the different circumstances that surround it. I don't want to go into details. It was because I can tell you categorically, I don't want to mention the states, I don't want to mention the place, I don't want to mention what happened, but it was because I can tell you today that it was because of Christian Association of Nigeria here and there that helped in resolving it. Up till tomorrow, the case is not, we did not even hear about it again. It is because these are the things, it's not only in the money, it's not only in the resources they have for. There are certain things that they help with. I can tell you categorically on that. And there are different fights that this association help in fighting. I know that they have, because the greatest antagonist of these people, the greatest antagonist, the greatest opposition, the greatest persecutors of this association, they are Christians themselves. We are the ones that antagonize them, but we don't know the greatest damage that we are doing by all those things. Please, if you cannot do anything, pray for them. Why not just pray for them? Because if these associations have been existing as far back as, like I said, some of these blocks under, CAN, especially I'm talking of in Nigeria now, because I know other churches, like in American churches, British churches, they have their own. But the Nigerian own that I know very well, some of these blocks, they have been existing as far back as 19 something. They have been existing even before some of them got to Nigeria. And it is under those umbrellas that they have been, there are different fights that you as an individual, you as a Christian, you cannot fight. I'm telling you the truth today. You can't fight. They are the ones that are fighting it as a body. Because even if either it is the government, either it's an entity, either international entity, or is an international body, they want to interact. They will interact with you as an individual. They interact with these bodies. There are different fights that they fight. Either it is legal, either it is in generality of the matter and everything. There are things that they do. It is only the ones that you see. That is the one that you know. You don't know how many. Please, it is better. Please, if you cannot, stop complaining and start praying for them. Pray for them. If you have resources, sponsor them. If membership are available, join them. Please, as a pastor, fulfill your duties. Let your church fulfill your duties to these associations. Pay your dues. Pay it. Your church, our church is a multi-billion naira industry, but the association that is representing you they don't have 7 million naira in account. This is bad. It's bad. Please, let's support them. Support them with our resources. Support them with the things that we have, and the Lord will help us.